Enemy is taking the flag.
Greetings, and yeah, you know what, it's stuff like that and stuff like, well, this gameplay that actually had put me off this game, and I just can't go back to it. I know that they kind of fixed some of the problems here, but I just literally cannot go back to it. It's ruined this game for me. But the question really is, why is Call of Duty so popular? And that's an easy one, because it's an easy and simplistic game. Simple as that. But of course, that's probably not cutting it for you, so here we go. Despite other games are probably offering more in terms of atmosphere and gameplay, Call of Duty is usually the one that sells the most, but aside from its name recognition, what else does it really have over the competition? Personally, I enjoyed Medal of Honor Warfighter, especially its buddy system, but alas, the game suffered from all sorts of glitches and problems. Battlefield's also another one that I greatly enjoyed, but it's always apparent that every time I play Call of Duty after another shooting game, why Call of Duty is actually so popular. And to be honest with you, it's because it's fast, it's easy, it rewards bad players, it's exploitable, and it isn't really gimmicky. And I mean that in the competitive sense. The fast game is a benefit as you always feel part of the action. You never actually end up spawning too far away from the action. Whether that's a good thing or a bad thing due to revenge spawns is debatable, but every time you do spawn away, it's not like you're having to travel so long just to get back into the thick of it. You're actually like there, back into the action, and you're good to go. It's easy. The weapons aren't too difficult to use. There are always overpowered weapon perks, attachments, combinations, and all sorts that people actually use. I mean, for example, take Black Ops 2. You have C4 and Scavenger, or in Ghost you have, or just the Ghost perk, the lightweight perk as well, the Target Finder, and in the actual Ghost game, you'll find that people just using the MTAR or even the pre-patch MSBS, the IEDs. That was the pain, but yeah. So there's always going to be stuff that people are going to use. They're always going to find the quickest combinations and the most overpowered stuff. It's not too difficult to pick them, and it's not too difficult to just go to town with them. It's not as if most of these weapons actually unlock at higher levels. Stuff like the AN-94, 94, whatever. While that was a great weapon, you had to be like level 55 before you could finally unlock it. And ooh, you got punched there, son. And with some of the stuff like C4 and IEDs and Ghosts, you never really had to be at a high level, so people could just get them straight away and just do their thing with it. The other reason why Call of Duty could be popular is the fact that it rewards bad players, and this is where it might sound like I'm being a little bit elitist, but you've got to bear with me here. Gambling in Call of Duty can be quite fun, but while I may have actually, I don't hate it as much, but the care package system, I've hated it since day one. I feel that getting a high-end score streak just because you teabag someone should never, in any game, be possible. Any game like Call of Duty, that is. The field order system in Ghost, I dislike how it's done. I dislike how somebody can get something as game-changing as a KEM strike on Strike Zone just because of a silly order, just because they teabag someone, or just because, I don't know, they melee someone, and suddenly now they've got the power to completely change the flow of the map, change how the game is played, and it's just, yeah, it just doesn't seem Fair. I think I would have preferred it if there were set rewards for set challenges, so that a teabag reward would give you something like, I don't know, a satcom or extra ammo, or something like that, and something a little bit harder and a little bit challenging, like get 3 non-kill streak kills would give you something like the sleight of hand perk or a sentry gun, something where you can decide whether it's worth completing the field order or not, rather than just doing a difficult order, finding a safe place to call it in, taking you out of the action for a good, I don't know, 5 to 6 seconds, and at the end of it, you get a bloody satcom. Yeah. Anyway, another reason why Call of Duty is really popular is the game is also exploitable, which kind of goes hand in hand with being easy. I mean, you've got stuff like drop shots, jump shots, quick scopes, fast C4, detonation, hardcore camping. All of these actions are easy to do, which means naturally people are going to go and try and seek the advantage wherever they can. That's not to say that other games don't have their own exploitable glitches or exploitable techniques, but quick scoping in a game like Titanfall or Medal of Honor just isn't as effective as doing it in Call of Duty. Same with drop shotting and other techniques such as that. But yes, moving on. Finally, it isn't really gimmicky, and by that I mean that there aren't really any titans in the game, and there isn't any like big massive vehicles or stuff like that. It's just simple gun-to-gun action, and you're just pretty much just outsmarting the enemy. Simple as that. And you're just waiting, have fun. You don't need to learn how to control a big massive robot, and it's always been relatively gimmick free. I mean, until Advanced Warfare, there was no double jumping nonsense or parkour or anything like that. And this in turn kind of makes it easier to do competitive gaming for Call of Duty, because there aren't any game mechanics that are going to completely unbalance the game in the hands of a good player or, oh gosh, a good team. Evolve is a game that I'm actually currently playing, and that does actually have a very fun 4 versus 1 mechanic where you actually get to control the monster, but to be honest with you, I don't think there is going to be any way a game that's actually going to be heavily involved in the competitive scene. Um, anyway, pretty much in conclusion, Call of Duty is going to be a game that's going to be incredibly popular for a very, very long time, just based on the name alone. And that's not to say it's going to be forever though, because games are always changing, and Call of Duty lately has actually been dwindling down. The sales, I'm not 100% sure on, but I don't think that they're... Oh, okay. Got killed by whatever that was. Yeah, I don't think the sales are too much of a worry, as it's still one of the best-selling games. But the way the community sort of looks at the Call of Duty game isn't really with affection anymore. People are just getting flat out tired of it. We've had 3 straight games of Modern Warfare futuristic stuff, and I'm not saying going back to World War days is suddenly going to make everyone like the game anymore, but it really does need something, so it's a little bit more refreshing, and it just needs a reboot, I think. Or if it doesn't need a reboot, what they really could do is actually bring out a game that actually works. And I'm talking no bugs, no glitches, no severely unbalanced weapons or perks or whatever, just a game that flat out works, that people will actually enjoy and actually play for a long time without feeling that, oh, they're just getting gunned down by ASM1 users and barrel users. Basically, a lot needs to be done to revitalize this franchise. Uh, Personally, I'm putting all my eggs in the Treyarch Call of Duty 2015 basket, but I think if that turns out to be not so fun, yeah, I think I'm done with this. It's just a bit of a shame how when new first-person shooters try to make a splash on the scene, they just can't seem to do something right, whether it's Titanfalls and its lack of game modes and weapons and all that, or Evolve just being, well, Evolve or Medal of Honor having a great buddy system, but yeah, very glitchy. It's just a shame. But anyway, that's about it. So all I have to say is just thank you for watching, take care of yourself, and keep being you.